So I think we can start, and do hope that my microphone is also working. 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is working great. So good. Hello, welcome everybody to this today's webinar. So about the Person Search plugin that we want to present to you today. So first of all, I think it is fair to introduce myself. So I'm the webinar presenter today, and my name is Udo Schneider. I'm the Sales and Business Development Director at Mirasys. I'm working for Mirasys now in the 8th year right now. So I'm an old senior guy. And before we start, I would like to give you some homework. So if you have any questions during the presentation, please write them down in the Teams Q&A session or Q&A folder so that we can answer them afterwards. So, and please, if you have any specific question that I cannot answer, it might be, yeah, then please also put in or write down your email address so that we can give the answer to you later on. So, but let's start first of all. Let's start right now with this webinar. So the content today is, as usual, we need to talk about Mirasys, about our VMS. So you can imagine that also we have attendees today who never heard about Mirasys. So we have to give them some information about our company, about our solution. So, but we heard also your comments about this, and I will shorten this today. So let's say at least at 10 minutes, I will be ready with that. So if you know Mirasys already, it's time now to get a cup of coffee if you don't have right now, or a beer or whatever you prefer. And I'm coming back to the presentation of the Personal Search plugin. Yeah, okay. So then the Person Search plugin is the highlight today. So we will give you also a demo. So, but I need to say to you that the demo will be based on videos today because my personal test system here or demo system is a laptop, and a laptop is not that performant that it can run 6 or 7 videos at the same time for Person Search. So then the whole system would stop. So in that case, I did it, or we did it before for you on our headquarters system, and we will show you how it is working. But nevertheless, you will see how it is working and you will see it in action. So that's the most important stuff today. All right, let's start with Mirasys itself. So Mirasys is a company based in Espoo in Finland, and we are founded in 1997. So we are 24 years right now in the market, and we are providing a very innovative VMS video management platform. So we're working globally via our partners or via direct sales guys. And this also is reflecting our business model. So let's say 99% of our business is partner business. That means that we are cooperating with system houses, distributors, or integrators to resell our solution, to install our solution and maintain our solution at the customer side. So we will feel well with every kind of vertical market. So we started with the banks in the early times. We still have a good footage in the banking sector, but also city surveillance, military installations, or even football stadium are on our customer lists. You see also here downwards a couple of customers that we have, so preferred customers today, so reference customers, and especially City of Bangkok is one of the biggest systems that we have here in action. So more than, I think, 20,000 cameras on 600 recorders or more, I'm not really sure. And it supports more than, I think, 50 control centers in the city of Bangkok with different users, police, government, schools, etc., etc. We feel well also with every size of customer. So even the customer, for example, the grocery market who's using only 4 cameras is also a Mirasys customer, as well as a big company, worldwide global acting company with thousands of cameras. So we feel well with every size of customer with the same software in date. Okay, Mirasys video management system. Our highlights are open, easy, secure, and wise software. So you think, okay, this is marketing pronouncement. Yes, sure, but this is our philosophy as well. So, and I will show you in a couple of short sentences what does it mean. So open system does mean open for integrations. I think this is one of the biggest highlights that needs to be pronounced today. So first of all, open for every kind of camera, independent if it is an on-with camera, if it is a camera from Bosch, Hikvision, or whoever is producing cameras today, as well as ready for web cameras, body cameras, dash cams, for example, or any kind of video streaming that can be recorded or can be streamed to our system. So we have a lot of drivers, native drivers and on-with drivers and different other drivers, HTTP, etc., etc. And we are investing a lot of time. 2 developers are only related for this, yeah, so dedicated for this, to enhance our drivers at any time. So in that case, we are also relating to our partners and our customers. Their feedback is very essential. Hey, this is not working correctly. Hey, this could be improved, etc., etc. So this is the first stage, open for every kind of camera. The second is open for other third-party informations. And here the UDD, Universal Data Driver, and the proxy drivers are very essential. Today's cameras are becoming more and more intelligent, so they are creating metadata. So we need to work with this metadata. We need to read them out of the cameras. So we have a lot of metadata drivers for dedicated cameras. And then for third-party systems via TCP/IP, for example, to get information and to share them with the videos. That's important. Our philosophy is to make it as simple and as cost-effective as you can. And this is really something that you need to prove us. So I was working for different companies before, and when I was talking about integrations, they always were asking, okay, how big is the system? What is the budget of the customer? Is there any market requirement for this? And at the end, when I said, okay, this is a European customer, 50 cameras, they always said no. Here, it's very easy to do and very cost effective as well. And then, yes, of course, for other technology partners, our system has also an SDK and a couple of APIs so that they can integrate the control of our system into their systems, for example, PSIM, etc., etc. So just to mention Fast Protect here, ESI, advances, etc., etc. Different kind of technology partners who has integrated our system into their system. Easy to use. Yeah, this is a really philosophy that we have since years. So it must be quick and easy to install and to deploy. So an installation on a server is taking between 2 and 5 minutes, not even more. Then the system is installed. So 5 clicks, nothing else. It must be fast and simple to be configured. So I was on Tuesday, 2 days ago, on a customer site or a potential customer, and I have presented our system. And they said, "Wow, the configuration is very easy and very, very, very intuitive. So I can do this by myself." And then they tried to play with my demo system. So this is very important to pronounce, that a system must be easy to install and simple to be configured. If you need to have a certification path for this, trainings, oh, it costs you time, it costs you efforts, and it costs you money. So in that case, try it out, get a demo from us, and really prove us in that case. And then at the end, yes, sure, an end user has to work with this. And here again, the user interface and the user experience must be very smart. It must be light and very flexible. So if this user A wants to have it in that way and the user B wants to have it in that way, configure it for him and let him run. Let him work with that. And also the look and feel must be very simple. So I've been once in a hotel in a German city, and I was doing a training. I said to them, okay, we need to spend half a day for doing the user interface training with the ladies there. And after half an hour, they said, Udo, go away. I think this is so simple that we can do it by ourselves. I did it. So in that case, really prove it, test it, try it out. Mirasys software is standing for easy to use, easy to maintain, easy to install, and easy to deploy. Yeah, and then centralized management and maintenance makes it easy for you. So from a center point of view, remotely or whatever you want, you can completely maintain the whole system. And this is also driving your costs into lower areas. Security is very important. So we are working today on more and more encryption, not only not only related to the communication internally or to the cameras or to third-party systems, to IoT devices, but we are also talking about encryption of the streaming, the video streaming from the camera to the end user. And that's very important. So OnVIF is providing this today in the protocol, yeah, so that streaming can be encrypted. So a couple of camera manufacturers are following this, and this is also very important for you. We do it as well. Access to the system via 2 password codes or 2-factor authentication or ID card reading, yeah, is very important for us as well, and we have these tools. And then at the end, also HTTPS communication internally, much better performant than the old-fashioned stuff. Makes it easier to be more secure in that way. So we are following this path as well, and you can expect also in the next versions a lot of improvements in that way. Oops. And then, yeah, you have a lot of video footage. So in that case, video analysis must be also more intelligent. Since years, we are talking about video content analysis, but it has its borders, its limits. So in that case, we are concentrating also more on artificial intelligence, which is going beyond the video content analysis. So self-learning systems, special customized behavior analytics for end customers. So we are running in a couple of projects right now for end customers where we're creating models based on their requirements for special behavior analytics. So this is becoming more and more important in the market, so that the video footage, the bunch of video footage that you have in your storage can be analyzed automatically from the scratch and delivers the information that you really need. Proxy metadata driver is also important. That does mean that also intelligence cameras can share their information with our system, and we can create alarms out of this. Yeah, and then at the end, it comes to person search, and that's important for us. So we will move now into the person search plugin. The person search plugin, what does it mean? So this is an AI-based technology search. It has its own algorithm, and it tries to find a dedicated person in multiple sites. So how it is working, you need to ask our developers. So there is a model behind this that is comparing the persons, is analyzing each person, is identifying first of all a person, and then is analyzing the person by different synonyms. For example, color, size, hair, volume, etc., etc. So, and then it is trying to find this person in different videos. So that's the idea. Person search improves, for example, the incident response time because it automatically does it. And then it also enhances the forensic investigations because, to give you an example, so one of my customers was searching a couple of weeks ago for 3 thieves that have entered the retail shop and have stolen a lot of goods. So, and he was searching in the video footage 6 hours in all the, I think, 50 cameras that he had where those guys has been. Yeah, so with the person search, it would be much easier, but it's because the system is doing this for you. And you analyze, you say, this is the person I want to search in all the 50 cameras, and then you start by one click to search, and it is searching over the time. So it enhances really this forensic investigations. How it is working. So first of all, you can adjust the minimum similarity and detection confidence to improve your search results. So the standard confidence is 50%. So the person must be 50% correct if it is recognized. But you can adjust this. So you can imagine that, for example, a person is staying a little bit more behind, or you have not the camera is looking from top to down, so you cannot really identify those person. So the angle is important, etc., etc. So you can adjust this by yourself if you are not happy with the results. Then you can narrow down your search by selecting the best image of the person. So what is happening? So I will show this later to you. So the person search is creating images, thumbnails of each detected person. And then you can say, okay, this is something that I want to see. This is something I want to, that I want to see. So you really take no care of all the other detected persons or of the same person, which is in a scenario which is not relevant. So it gives you really, like in the thumbnail search, a better image, a better view, a shortcutted view of a long-term video recording. And then you can leave also the search running over a multiple number of cameras. So if you identify the person in one camera, you say, okay, I want to see in this camera when the person appears. It automatically is detecting this. And this is working in live environment as well as on the recording base. So what does it mean? A faster response time at the end. You can imagine. So if you use this search tool and you don't need to watch to the videos all the time, then it is much quicker, much faster, much more relaxed. So you can search all persons or a specific person from one or multiple cameras. You can search from live and recorded materials, as I mentioned. And then it's important, the speed, the search speed can be up to 64 times. And that's very important. You don't need to run it with the single speed. You can say, okay, I want to have it in 8 speed, 16 speed, or 32 times, or in 64 times. So as much performance as you have on the on the client, you can use it to search for these persons. Yeah, then what is happening with if you have found the right persons and defined the right video footage? Then you can use for example, the storyboard or the export tools that we have to export the videos, to command them, to bring them together, etc., to create an evidence case or something like this. So I'm pretty sure that we have also planned a webinar for storyboard or for the new incident manager we have created, so that you can also see what can you do with this identified video footage then afterwards. But this is another story. This is not the story of today. Okay, Mirasys is supporting this. So first of all, it is running on the client. It is not running on a server. So that's the important message. So the performance must be on the client. Then person search can be used by any any Mirasys spotter. Important is that it requires a license for this user. Why this? We have decided to do it in that way because the future does mean that we use this solution to create more and more forensic analytic tools to enable you also maybe in future to search for colors, for trucks, for pickups, for motorcycles, etc., with a certain color. So this is the way we want to go. And then not every user is needing or is requiring this. So we have the standard users and we have maybe the user who is related or his task is to do the forensic analytics. So for example, in a control center, I've been in one of the control centers in London, and there was only one guy who was doing nothing else than to create forensic and to do forensic analytics and create these cases to be handed over to the police. So in that case, not every customer is requiring this. And then it is important, it requires resources. Yes, you can imagine that if you run, for example, 16 cameras with 16 times speed, and you will do analytics on that, on a client, it requires a lot of CPU power. And so we are also supporting you in that. So because we have done analytics on different CPUs, how performant they are. So we have put this into our data sheets so you can read it. And then also we are providing to you maybe also bundles with our hardware that is especially dedicated for doing this forensic analytics. All right, let's go to the demo. But before we go to the demo, I tell you something about the future. The first thing is that we want to enhance more and more functionalities into this forensic analytics. So more models. I talked about cars, I talked about trucks, truck identification. I was talking about colors, etc., etc. If you have any requirements, if you have any ideas how to improve your forensic analytic process, let us know. We are depending on your requirements, and that's very important. Nothing can grow without customers. Well, that's very important message to you. And then secondly, also, if you are saying, okay, you're doing this on the client, but I would like to do this on the server as well, talk to us. We can do this. That's not an issue. But then we also discuss the architecture, etc., because it requires performance, as I said. And you can imagine if a server, for example, is doing recordings, is doing the communication to the master server, is maybe also doing some VCA data collection, and is talking to third-party systems. And then he should do analytics on the live videos, forensic analytics like this here, and create metadata. These are a lot of tasks that needs to be done. So in that case, we are also thinking about changing our architecture in that way that we are maybe separating this from the recordings or something like this, especially if we are going into the cloud-based solution in future. This is an essential part, what services should run where. But let's talk about this. Let's exchange your ideas with us. Let's exchange your thoughts with us. That's a very important message to you. Let's talk about it. So, but now let's go to the demo. Okay. The first thing is this is a case here and a created case. So we have identified, oh, there is a bag in the entrance in the lobby. So what to do? Who has put this to this area? Yeah, who has left this? Is it endangering our situation, or is it creating a critical situation right now? So what we can do right now is, first of all, we need to identify when has this been done. So we are searching, for example, with the thumbnail search in the videos, and we have identified this scenario when this guy has put this luggage to this area. So we now date and time. So what we can do now is we want to see what has this guy done in our office area, when has he left, etc., etc. We don't know him, so who is it? Yeah, and why the others are not reacting? Okay, this is a different story, but we want to concentrate to identify this guy. What has he done in this area? Who is he? So the next step that we are doing is we are opening the person search, and then we are opening the lobby camera again, and we are defining the date and the time when this has been detected, for example. Or a bit before, we can run the person search forward and backwards. So we want to identify this guy first of all. So you see here that the person search, if it is started, already identifies all the persons. So what has been done so far is the system has identified all the persons which are marked, which are identified in this video footage. And then we can see here the thumbnails. And out of the thumbnails, we have also identified the guy who has bring the luggage in. So You see now that either we can click on the thumbnail below where we have identified him, or we can click also on the picture to tell the system, search now this guy. But we want to do this with multiple cameras. So what to do right now? What we are doing now is we are changing the camera grid. So we want to search in 6 cameras. So we select the 6 camera grid, and then we are opening the related cameras. Office corridor, the office site, the Ola, and then the 2 R&D cameras. Where they are? Oh yeah, there and there. So, and then we tell the system, search me, search exact this person from this time on. So what you see right now is that he's identifying this person, and that you can also change here the speed. So it's an 8 times speed, so we can expand the speed to 16 times. As I said, to up to 64 times, you can speed up the system. And then you see also that the system is giving thumbnails all the time when this person is identified. Okay, what we can do right now is we can stop the search, and then we can go through the thumbnails. What you see here right now is that if you select a thumbnail, first of all, it shows you the similarity in percentage. And then it shows you also with this green border, with this green rectangle, the person where he has been identified in every kind of video. And you see also here in the backyard, the system is identifying this guy, maybe with less similarity, but he's identifying him. Yeah, here as well in the Ola. So he was moving everywhere. 76% here. 51% still recognized. And maybe in the last camera. Yes, we have identified here him as well. And then we think he's viewed from the back, or identified from the back. So maybe he's going out. So we want to see now if he's leaving or not. So, and we can do this with every kind of camera. So what we can do right now is we can double click on this camera and open it automatically. And then we can export, for example, we can replay it. We can see what is he doing. So people are moving. He is leaving. So, and now we can use this video, for example, to do an export or to put it onto the storyboard. And so we can do this by selecting every kind of thumbnail, double click on the thumbnail and then open the video and then export it. So in that case, a very nice tool. What would come at next is really to use these exports to create a storyboard or to export the single videos to a DVD or whatever. So what you have seen here right now is a case. So there could be different cases as well. So what we have done here is we have searched in recorded videos, but you can do this also in live videos. If you have, for example, identified one guy or a lady, so let's be fair, on one single video in the recordings, and you say, okay, I want to see if she is coming or he is coming back. Yeah, just do the forensic analytics on the live video or different or 2 videos or 3 cameras or whatever. And then the system is automatically creating a thumbnail when she or he is coming back, is re-recognized, etc., etc. How accurate is the system? This is really depending, as I mentioned before, on the quality of the camera, on the quality of the view, on the angle of the view, and then also on the distance. You can imagine if I have, for example, a camera which is set up for, to look from 0 meters to 100 meters, I'm pretty sure that you cannot recognize, that it cannot recognize the guy in 100-meter distance. But you cannot do as well in most of the cases. So it's very similar to the face detection or to the, let's say, the facial blurring as well. If the system is not recognizing a person in a certain distance, then you cannot do this as well. And then also, if, for example, yeah, I'm a soldier or an ex-soldier. So if I would go to an army camp, yeah, and everybody's looking the same, it might be that you're getting more false alarms than before. So then it is more tricky for the system to identify them. But I've also seen some scenarios where, for example, they wanted to see what their staff is doing, and they were wearing always yellow shirts. So in that way, okay, it's very simple for the system to identify all the guys with yellow shirts, and also to differ between them. So it is really depending on the quality of the view, on the quality of the camera, and the quality of the video footage at the end. And then if you are not happy with the search results in the first stage, then you can adjust the similarity. You can adjust the quality, and then you can restart it again and again. But important message is, again, at the end of this demo, you're saving time. You're really saving time. If you need to search manually, sure, you can use, if you are lucky, the thumbnail search. But honestly, you would spend hours for this. Okay. We're coming to the Q&A session, and I'm really interested to hear your questions or to see your questions. Yeah, first question is really, okay, what would it cost? I know the competition, and the competition is more expensive than we are. So the pricing for this is relatively low per user. I would say that 3 hours, 4 hours forensic analytics done manually are more expensive than this single license, let's say in that way. And if you are really interested in, okay, what would it cost for me, please contact our sales guys and they will tell you. And if you have multiple users who wanted to use it on multiple sites, then we will give you also a special offer. If you want to combine this with our own hardware and as a bundle, you will get a special offer, but always you will get a quotation, which makes you, at the end, if you balance this against the efforts that you are doing right now, you would be happy, honestly. Yeah. Okay, there's one question, how to search head or color-based search. This is something that we are not doing right now. As far as I know, the new VCA version is also able to search for colors, so in a relatively good, accurate way. That's one point. The second point is that there are also models available that can do also searching for hats, for example, or masks or something like that. As long as we do not have any business cases for this, we are waiting with this. So if you are interested in and you have special business cases, talk to us and we can give you a special proposal for this. But actually, it is on our pipeline that we are enhancing this first step of person search or forensic tool. But actually, this is only related to person search. That means a person in once. So it's not that you can put in right now, he's wearing a hat, he's wearing a mask, and he's wearing a blue, let's say, shirt or something like that. It's just out of the video footage, you identify this person, you click on the person and say, okay, search me, and then it is searching for this person based on his characters, let's say in that way. Do you need to have VCA license to use this feature? No. This is completely separated from VCA. So VCA is a complete separated solution that is running by itself on a server. And this is plugged in on the client, on the VMS Spotter, on the client side. So it is not dedicated to any VCA. It uses its own algorithm. So in that case, VCA server-based, so also server performance, Person Search, forensic analytics, in that way right now, client-based on the client PC. So that's the reason why we are talking about CPU loads, etc., etc. Okay, other questions? Oh, the questions are running in. So, okay, I need to check. Okay. So will it work with the normal enterprise license, or has it got to be a plus license? You mean enterprise plus? No, it is working with the normal enterprise license. So enterprise plus, for those who are not knowing it, it is containing the VCA for all the cameras. An enterprise is a license without the VCA, so you can be selective on this VCA, so you can add VCA licenses. But it works with both Enterprise and Enterprise Plus. You just need a special license for this user who is using it, and then it is put on the master server, and then you can use it. Okay, then there was a question, works in which versions of the DVMS? It started with version 9.2. So Person Search is part, the first version that is running with Person Search is version 9.2 and 9.3 right now, which has been launched, I think, last week. So not with version 8, not with version 9.1. There is the same question. It is available on version 8 or only on version 9. So version 9.2 is the minimum version that you need to have. Is it possible, Jägern Alco system? I hope I explained it. I pronounced it right. Is it possible to have demo version? We are SI from Kenya, South India. Yes, this is possible. So we can deliver a demo version to you, or a demo license to you, so that you can try it out for 30, 60 or 90 days. So I think the best way is really to ask your local representative, Mirasys representative, so that he can provide you with this license. No issue, no problem, easy. Can you also search vehicles? Is the search based only on thumbnails? If you are trying to find a person from longer period of time, and then closing is different than in the picture what is used to run the search, so it don't work. It is not based on thumbnails. The results are presented in thumbnails, but it is searching the videos. So we are not taking every iframe, so we are taking a part of the iframes depending on the performance of the system. And then it is detecting this in the video streaming, not on thumbnails. I hope this is answered correctly. So if you want to have more deep information how it is really working, please contact us, contact sales@mirasys.com and ask this question, and then we will bring you in contact with a developer. If you have two clients, can a user log into one client and use this feature? Is the feature to user or tied to a physical client? Oh, this is a question I cannot answer, honestly. I beg your pardon. Don't blame me. I think it is based on concurrent clients who is logged on, but I'm not really sure. You're anonymous here, so if you send us your question to sales@mirasys.com, we will answer this to you and everybody. I think this is very important. I guess it is related to how many users are logged in and using this person search, but I'm not really sure. So we will answer this later to you. Sridhar Patel is asking, can we install additional hardware like police siren and two-way audio? This is not really related to this question right now or to this system, to this presentation right now. Yes, but you surely can install additional hardware like sirens and two-way audio for sure. So the system is allowing this in the system, and also alarms, for example, can be combined with alarms, with outdoor alarms or whatever. Yes, it can be done. 2 workstations on the system is a question. Yes, for sure. So if you have, for example, 2 workstations on the system and you want to use on both the person search plugin, then this is possible, because then you need to buy this license twice, and then you can use it on both systems at the same time. Okay, any additional questions? No, I don't think it was very proactive. I like that. Very much. So, yeah, Alicia, you're welcome to contact me. So, really appreciate it if you are coming in touch and we can discuss it. I liked it that it was very proactive. So it brought a lot of questions, and I do hope that you got a certain understanding of what the plugin is doing for you. At the end, I would like to thank to you for attending this webinar. I'm pretty sure that we will continue with the next webinars. I think the next is planned in 2 weeks' time. There will be also a Finnish webinar about the person search plugin, I think next week. So I'm pretty sure that you got this invitation. So please have a look to our webpage. So all the webinars are pronounced there. So you can do also your registrant there. And if you want to share this webinar, it was recorded and it will be published on our YouTube channel, so that you can share it with your customers or your colleagues if they have not attended today. And it would be very great to stay in touch with you and discuss with you your ideas, your intentions, your projects. And if you have any, let's say, critical annotations to this, please make it shorter, don't be so fast or whatever. You're welcome at any time to give new education, to give new advice. What can I do? What can I improve from my point of view to make it more interesting for you? At the end, again, I personally want to thank you, and just to say, stay healthy, enjoy your time, and see you soon. Bye-bye.